Alright, in the finals, and yes, we're going to play first again. Ooh, this is a little too dicey because we have the double blacks, and I don't know, we have 11 black sources. I'm going to throw this away, which isn't grand. This is much better, though. But I hate going to mull when I have to be on the play in a control deck. But here, I think we have a very reasonable hand. Set up some defense with the Eidolon. Yeah, ooh, opponent's going super aggro. Okay, that's going to be a little bit of a challenge, but I think we have the tools to get us there. Hoplite. Oh, man. If my opponent has an Ordeal, this is going to be a bummer. Ooh. Green-white. The lesser known. There's the Ordeal, of course. Well, can't do anything about it right now. We're just going to have to take our medicine. My opponent's going to gain tons of life, so we're going to have to control this game out. Oh, man. If only we had that a turn earlier. Well, yeah, we just passed the turn. Keeping Eidolon back in case my opponent doesn't have a target. That would be nice. Doubt that's going to happen. Still going to block, have to force the trick out. Could put us in a really bad spot. But I don't think I have a choice. I don't think I can just take this. If nothing else, it prevents my opponent from playing something else. Yeah. Understanding. So we're not going to be in a race ever, but we'll at least have a heartbeat down, and it's really like stay alive at this point. But absolutely, you know, one of the great combos in this set is favorite Hopline into Ordeal, and then those are really challenging to get back from. But we're almost there. We're going to have the Heartbeat to stay alive. Keepsake Gorgon next turn. Might have to do a basic trade with this favorite Hoplite because we're getting 5 a turn dealt to us. We shall see. Ooh, and a time to feed? You just got it all. Oh, and prevent damage means I don't even get to get my lifelink on. Ow. Ow. Another time to feed kills me, which is a bummer. But yeah, I don't know how there's any way to win past this. Leaf Crown Dryad, and now there's Prevention Shield, so no point to block. We're just going to go down to 2 here. Sea God's Revenge is good. Looks like we're going to fire it off right now. At least gets the favorite Hoplite manageable. Still know how we're going to bounce back from this. This is good. Yes. That's one of the ways we can try to gain some life soon. I do want to land eventually so I can fire off the monstrosity, but being able to play the Heartbeat and Freakish Cure next turn is going to be kind of key. Oh god, an Asp? Really? At least I can block the Asp. Play our Heartbeat. And then really the question is, do I use the Cure now against favorite Hoplite? I think I do, because anything that targets it keeps it alive and it's lethal, so at least we get to gain some life. We can take 2 and just trade these guys off. That's pretty much what has to happen. Gorgon's going to snap block the Asp. A land comes down is a bummer because I won't be able to monstrosity this. At least we have blocks here. I will go ahead and take the damage here because I'll be able to swing back. And sure, my opponent can do the monstrosity, but big guys trade. And we're in a really bad position, but the Heartbeat can at least like get some more life. Oh, Dauntless Onslaught? Dang. Well, I wasn't going to play around a pumper anyway, because I think the only way to get back into this would have been with my Harpy, so this is fine. It's just a bummer. But hey, put up a good fight considering turn 1 favorite Hoplite, turn 2 Ordeal. Still think we can get this game turned around in our favor. Still like having the stymied hopes, but now I really am worried about the aggressiveness that my opponent's showing. So it could be right to bring in the Guardians of the Miletus just to be able to like get on board at some point. Am I gonna have time to do Mnemonic Wall? I don't know. Maybe the Lampad I pull out. It's my first guy I want to get rid of. I'm not too sure if this is correct, but just lowering the curve. Really the key are these 2 drops. You know, actually the Scourge Mark does very little. It's nice for the Grey Merchant and being able to cycle, but I think just adding in this extra defender will be kind of key. And we really needed it to like seal our games out. So yeah, let's do that. Yes, I want to play first. And we got to keep. It's actually a great 3, 4, 5 hand. So awesome. Let's see if my opponent has another amazing start. No, that's good. Yeah, there's that Lampad. This could have been a Scourge Mark, which actually might have been fine. But if we hit all of our land drops, 3, 4, 5, into Bestow 6 is going to be nutty. Ooh, a Chronicler. Must be some double blocks. Not too sure I'm going to actually do that, but get to show that to my opponent. We'll take out the forest, of course. Not attacking. No way, Jose. Ordeal on Chronicler would be a bummer, because then we don't have a way to block it. Then he gets out of range pretty fast. Well, the Grey Merchant should do well. Not because of life drain, although that 5 life point swing is going to be key, but then we'll have a lot of double blocks. And then we just want to draw a powerful threat, because once we can get something to stick on the board, that's great. The Sea God's Revenge should clean up against my opponent pretty nicely. We'll just take that 3. We're going to gain it right back with Grey Merchant. No humans out yet, so that's cool. And now we got a bunch of blocks on. Am I going to be blocking? If the Chronicler becomes a 5/5 in some way, shape, or form, we are able to block pretty well. And I think now I kind of want to go on the offensive. Generally not a position I want to be in, racing, but I think that's relevant enough. This guy can still hold down the Snarecaster, even if an Ordeal comes on top of it. Grey Merchant could get eaten by like that Dauntless Onslaught or something, and I definitely want to be aware of that. We'll see what's in my opponent's hand as the attacks go forward. But Time to Feed and such also gets those. Taking 6 here I'm actually cool with, especially because of the Sea God's Revenge. Time to Feed. I think we'll just go ahead with a Lampid on the Disciple, get in our 5 points of damage. We're taking 3, 4, 5, 6. We could possibly be taking 10, but then we'll have the Sea God's Revenge and be able to keep cleaning house here. Life gain is one thing I'm definitely scared of. We saw a little bit with the ordeal. And Nylea's, this is happening now, but then Nylea's disciple would have been bad. So I may not be, my choice to go aggressive could have been actually not awesome. Although having Insatiable Heartbeat as a follow-up is pretty cool. We're definitely attacking in. We'll see if the Wingsteed Rider does a chump of some sort. I don't think it will. Oh, it does. That's great. Mayhaps now there is a comeback trick of something, which is cool because that just allows... oh, and it doesn't even kill our Grey Merchant? That is absolutely amazing. That gets one more card out of hand. And my opponent's going to be choosing black, which is great, right? Just want to double check. Yeah, it has to be. Chooses black, yeah. Doesn't have to be because it got big enough to not do that. Protecting for black, yep, there it is. But that allows us to do the Sea God's Revenge against it, which is great. So we're going to get rid of you, and you, because we don't want to block anyway. And this is the least amount of damage. We want to put you on the bottom, put you out, and pass the turn. My opponent's going to have some... it's going to be well before my opponent can mount enough of an offense to, I think, race us. I'm mostly worried about life gain here. But being able to attack in for 3 with Intimidate each turn is going to be great. It does suck that my opponent can play the 3/3 and the Wingsteed Rider, so there is pressure coming back, especially if like Dauntless Onslaught or something is drawn. But we have defense against it, so we should be okay. And I just hope we draw action. We can play something like a Voyage's End would just be insane here. Baleful Eidolon is also very good. Obviously attacking with the Cavern Lampid. No, I could put the Baleful Eidolon on the Grey Merchant, but then it's just 6 points of damage, and I don't. And my opponent can just take it and then crack back and possibly win. So I lose to Dauntless Onslaught there. So I think what we do is play Disciple of Phoenix, play the Insatiable Harpy, and I think we save the Eidolon to put on the Intimidate creature instead of having a second blocker. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah. Time to Feed's the worst. It was already been used. I don't know if there's another one in the deck, but the life gain is really critical right now. That's what I'm most scared about. We know my opponent has the guy that can't block, so that can be played. Harpy's out. And then there could be Dauntless Onslaught to do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage, but it would only be 8 damage. So we just barely get alive in there. And that would actually be good, because my opponent's tapped out for the most part. And we can put that Eidolon on the Disciple and without much fear. Super fun match right now, though. Barely clinging to life here. My opponent does have a really nice aggressive deck, it would seem. And I'm worried that even if I can pull out of this game, the second game with my opponent on the play is going to be really rough. My opponent's trying to figure out a way to really make this happen right now. So my opponent's pretty hard in the tank. Time to Feed kills me. I think I already mentioned that, mainly because of the life gain, but, you know, these guys get eaten, the Snarecaster comes down, 3, 6, 7, but then I can't kill on the swing back, so then I'm dead. So that's kind of what I'm most worried about. Gaining 3 life without attacks would be okay. That was the Nylea's Disciple. There you go, there. That's one thing I'm a little scared about. I don't know if my opponent's just saying because they're trying to figure out math, or, I mean, I did leave up Dissolve, mana intentionally, but I think at this point in the game you don't really play around it. I would have had to like have top deck that and just like have been sitting on it. Ooh, it looks like my opponent's ready to take some action here. There's the Snarecaster, which we knew about. I assume he's going to tap down my Harpy. No, the Grey Merchant. So my opponent wants to eat. Eat, eat, eat. Okay. Attacking with everyone. So if I block the Winged Steed Rider, I go up to 11 life, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's only 8 points damage. Dauntless Onslaught has the most power coming through. I'm going to put it on the Rider because it forces my opponent to use the card. And I just want as many cards out of my opponent's hand as possible to lessen the chance of something screwing with my win condition here, which is the Eidolon on the Disciple. There is Dauntless Onslaught. Okay, cool. And that makes me actually quite happy. Like I said, if we were going to see that, life would be pretty grand for us. Because I think we got it. Whew. There we are. Oh, but I said nice. Yeah. This was a tough one. Alright, well we're lucky to be able to get to our game 3 since we had the answer, though that's what we were playing to in the outs there. Is there anything else I can do against my opponent? I really don't think I want to bring in another Stymied Hopes. If I had drawn it there in a later game, it would have been a waste of life. Sea God's Revenge is so good. I don't think these boons or the Scourge Mark are going to do anything. I can't give up life because my opponent's always going to be hitting me down, and even though this helps me trade off with like some of their creatures, yeah, I just got to keep the same way and see if my opponent has a quick start or not. Good luck. Ooh, Stymied Hopes. That'll actually be very good. Ooh, moles to 6. We do not want to. Though my opponent, I'm sure, has a deck that moles very well. See? We'll lead off with the Swamp. Set up for a Cure next turn, but if this goes into an Ordeal, I don't know how to get around that. Yay, no Ordeal! That's very good. That's not as good, but at least we have our Stymied Hopes back up right now. I'm just going to hang on to that and hope that this Lash will be able to take out the Hoplite before it gets too huge. Emissary will come down on turn 4. We're going to Stymied Hopes anything that's played. We just need to stay alive. Glad there wasn't an Ordeal because that would have been bad. Nothing? That's cool. I mean, yeah, I don't get to play my Stymied Hopes, but that's going to happen. Can't play the Night Howler because there's nothing for it to hit. Voyage's End will be good. Probably will just snap it off against an Ordeal or anything else that's kind of played out. Happy to be taken 2, that's okay. But I do like to scry here, even though we have our follow-up. Fortunately, I can't wait to keep Stymied Hopes because it's too easy for that to be just like a bad card. The Voyage's End will be very nice to be able to get rid of that Hoplite if it gets too insane. And then our follow-up next turn, if we draw land, I might just start lashing or something. Just keep my instants available. We're not going to be playing the Lamp Bid on anything. I think it's probably just going to get discarded because it's a creature I don't care about. I do want to get a creature into a graveyard so that I can get this Night Howler online. We'll attack in with the Emissary. Well, my opponent can't pump the Centaur Battlemaster. As predicted, just let the guy through. I really don't want to play the Lamp Bid, even because it's just not going to do a lot of defense. I think it's more important to be able to play Voyage's End this next turn, because I gotta imagine Heroic triggers coming down, and to be able to scry into another land. And quite possibly, we just might get a Stymied Hopes triggered off. So that's what we're going to have to play for right now. I'm going to take 5 damage if my opponent chooses not to target in any way, shape, or form. Good, so my opponent is targeting. That's awesome. That just allows me to get at least 1 card out of hand, and my opponent can't right now replay the Battlemaster, so hopefully that continues. Ooh, I do want to land, but I do love this Nimbus Naiad as well. It really helps me to keep this Cavalry Pegasus at bay, which means I can actually do some more blocking. My opponent doesn't have a whole lot, so I think I actually have time to be able to have it. So that's what we're going to play. I'm easily attacking in. Well, hold on. This depends on if I play the Naiad. I can keep the Stymied Hopes up. No, because my opponent can play around the Stymied Hopes and already has, so never mind. We're definitely playing the Naiad. And then does that mean am I keeping the Emissary back in order to block the favored Hoplite? Because the Pegasus isn't going to come through, right? Yeah, I'm going to keep it on defense. And now I do need lands. Ray of Disillusion? Well, that's definitely a bummer. I can play my Night Howler now, even though it's my creature that's dead. Alright. If it's only 2 points of damage, we're okay. But we're really getting whittled down. The Battlemaster is going to start happening again. We do have some blocks for it, but if it gets big, oy. Pharika's Cure is good. We're going to hit the favorite Hoplite, I think, right now. There could be a God's Willing. I assume that's not in hand. Though it certainly could be, but I'd rather get it out now so my opponent doesn't have protection while it's bashing through. Alternatively, I could play the Night Howler. It's just a 1/1 though. That's not doing anything, and I think we just want some life. We're gonna block the Battlemaster, discard the Lampid. Yeah. Cool. And I think that'll do it for now. Let's see. Ooh, Time to Feed. So this guy becomes a 6/6, right? I guess we're just discarding 2 cards. Do I want the Night Howler or do I want the Grey Merchant? I don't think the Grey Merchant does a whole lot. And ideally right now I'm going to be killing the Centaur Battlemaster. There could be another something and then I'm just getting kind of blown out. But if there's another something, hopefully I can Stymied Hopes it. And I think the Night Howler, especially now it's going to be a 3/3 and I can bestow and all this kind of stuff, is actually going to be better than the Grey Merchant. But the life gain is kind of cool. Yeah, I think the Night Howler is more relevant. Cool. And now my opponent has a little 1/1. So we might be able to get there soon. Land? Guardians of Meletus. Not awesome. So we just put a huge-ass Night Howler on top of the Erebos' Emissary and bash in. And use all my mana up, which I need to do. Yeah. Alright, can we get through this? 1 point of damage is okay. Really want to land right now. Ugh. I mean, this is good. It gets the last card out of hand at least. But definitely not awesome. I assume it's just a land. I mean, what else could my opponent have? Ooh, Divine Verdict. So lucky. Alright, so that just totally just got the game. I would have kind of been had. I would still have the Night Howler, so it wouldn't have been horrible. But that just kind of sealed the deal right there. I assume you'd want to keep the Pegasus back for defense, but maybe there's something else? Okay, there is something else. Satiable Harpy. We're still stuck on... Harpy, we're definitely going to slam because it can get us some life. Opponent has to chump here. Take one. Dryad, getting there. Do we have this? Yes, we do. And there it is. Cool, and we got there. Opponent conceded there. That was really super fun finals because I did not think that that matchup was good for the deck. Yeah, the deck was super powerful, but that was going to be quite the challenge. But we got there. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Ryan from Mana Bluff. Comment on the website. Always love hearing and developing the game with everyone. It's always fun, and had some really great comments in the last few weeks from different people, and really helping me think about mulligan decisions or how I main deck versus sideboard. So that's been super, super great and exciting. Please continue. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, comment, subscribe, like. I always try my best to respond there as well. And then my Twitter is __RJH___. And we can start a long chat on there as well. See you next week. Adios.